Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the Blathering Live. I'm Ken Knapsack, live now. We'll be live later on the Wangers. Check out the Wang Boys. We're going to Wangtown. Me and my squirrels are heading over there for episode 412. But I'm live here right now with all of you. And don't forget, if you're in Los Angeles, love for you to come on out to Flappers this Sunday, August 10th, 5 p.m. I'm headlining. Great lineup of comics. I mean it. Kirsten Porter, Holly Batty are my favorite hosts over there. Ed Greer, Lisa Gottman, Jason Boggs returning to the stage, Amy Witry, wonderful Jeff May. So come on out if you're local. It's going to be a fun show. I don't even have anything planned, which is going to be part of the fun. So yeah, head on out. Eli says I will be there. Oh, that's divine, Eli. I can't wait. We're here tonight to talk about a lot of things. The thumbnail conversation. I just want to talk about comedies, modern comedies and sequel comedies, and I have no hot takes. I'm just wondering about things. I did finish watching Wayne's World and Wayne's World 2 over the last couple days. Still love those movies. I loved Happy Gilmore 2. Absolutely enjoyed my time in that film. Everyone I know, and I think we had a comment, one of our listeners is the only person I've seen that says, hey, yeah, didn't like the film, which again, there it is. Ha said the new Naked God was a bad film. It's some funny moments, not worthy repeat viewing. It cannot even compete with the first three films. And it's not even my conversation tonight isn't even subjective. I'm just curious about where are the comedies? What do we do with comedies? What are the reactions to comedies? Everyone I know, this came up Saturday night when I was at the Tiki Bar, and I'll have a Hawaiian shirt update. Everyone who's seen it is like, dude, it was perfect. Like, oh my God, I've never laughed as hard as I have in that film, and one more, and I am just curious about what's going on, and could there be somewhat of a big studio comedy revival? As much as we can get big studio films anymore that aren't superheroes and lightsabers and all that good stuff, which I enjoy. All right. So we'll talk a little bit about that. If you have any hot takes, you know what to do. Call into the show here tonight. There we go. David McKay says Naked Gun was great. David's a tough cookie. David's a tough cookie. He liked it. He laughed. There you go. Also, we got some sports tonight. We got a big anniversary. Tonight is one of the most important sports anniversaries in all of sports talk. It's today, August 4th. And we'll talk about it also. WNBA has a dildo problem. Producer Steve's going to lead that conversation. I'm going to put that all on him. And one news thing here, coming in here. All right, let's just bring in producer Steve because Steve, we got this news we want to dive in today. How are you doing, by the way, buddy?
Great, Ken. Doing just fine. Thanks again for having me. Hello, happy Monday, everybody. Yeah, been better, but we're here. Okay. So let's move on. Let's move forward, I guess I should say.
I'm with you. I'm a little exhausted. I was out late last night at a rock show. Got to go see my buddy Eric Bass and the band Shinedown. Also got to see Bush, Blathering. Got to see Bush. I got to be within 5 feet of Gavin Rosdell, but it was late. And we got home like 1 a.m. and we were in the backstage. We had the VIP backstage, which is super stressful. Steve, is this privilege to complain? You damn well know it is, but. Have you ever had backstage passes, Steve, at like a big time show? I don't want to assume that you haven't.
Nope, that's not any. Maybe like I mean, I've had like a box for like a sports game, but never backstage meeting, shaking hands, kissing babies kind of thing.
Yeah, well, not even that. It's worse than that. It's cool, but you're not even like. It's not like, hey, we're backstage. Can we get the photo up? It's like you get a pass and you're just backstage, so you're in everyone's fucking way, and and you try to move and something, you can't stand there. What are you doing? Get out of it. And you just look at it, and it's really stressful, but it's also really fun. But I was out late, so I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm gonna have fun on the Wangers. I got some bad news right before the show. Not bad news, but that Amazon cutting Wondery thing is it's gonna have ramifications on my life here in the next month or two. So, so is your driveway big, Steve? Because I'm gonna have to park my car in it.
And it's a one-car driveway, unfortunately, Ken. So we have to do the whole. And I park my car in the garage, so the wife and I do the whole swap thing where it's okay. You gotta put your car in the street, so I can get my car out. So, but here's the thing, Ken. I have a neighbor across the street who like doesn't his house is vacant for like I think 90% of existence, and the neighbor next door mows his lawn, and he actually parks his van in this neighbor's driveway. Like it's like an agreement they have. He's like, hey, if I can park my thing in your driveway, I'll mow your lawn while this house just kind of sits there. So a couple options, Ken. We can negotiate. That's a wider driveway, so we can negotiate. If you mow the lawn, I imagine they'll let you park the van in the drive. That seems to be the going rate for a parking spot in this driveway. So as long as you mow the lawn, it's not a huge lawn. It'll take you like an hour. You mow, so you mow the lawn, you can park there, and then we'll see about, maybe we can break into the house and get you like a room in there at some point. Well, baby steps. Well,
that's my question. Can I squat in the house? I'll park. Yeah,
I'm sure.
The street.
Well, again,
I'll park in the street. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Great. All right. Countdown to Ken being homeless now goes to November 1st. All right. So there's all that stuff going on. But the news. So there's this headline that you sent. You sent some show notes over. But by the way, you're a busy man. You got your own problems, man. I appreciate you being here on a tense and tough Monday. But you sent me some notes over, and it said Sean Duffy, Road Rules All-Star, is going to build a nuclear reactor on the moon. He's currently the interim NASA administrator. And I was like, here we go. All right, here we go. What a nutball. But then I looked at the story. This isn't crazy. This has kind of been talked about. Okay. This is part of the replacing the International Space Station, which is a leaky mess. Old. It's like an old, we're going to get the shag carpet out of it. And
I've heard it smells terrible too. I've heard the ISS is like one of the worst smelling things ever. Sorry.
I can't imagine it's good. I can't imagine it's good.
30 years of nothing getting exhausted. Let's put it that way.
Well, look, I have Russian and Ukrainian and family members and Turkey family members. The food is great, but it's a lot of onions, a lot of heavy starches. It sticks to the walls. I bet when you'd walk in that house and Grandma was cooking borscht, you knew it because you felt it. The borscht came up and tapped you on the shoulder. So this is live research. I want everyone in chat to know because I'm kind of cranky. And if you give me like one of those comments that set me off, I might show up at your house and just fucking punch you in the face. Like I'm in that mood today, Steve.
No wordplay today.
I'm just like I'm kind of itching for a fight. Like it's been a while since I tussled.
Yeah.
And I just feel that might help me. Steve, you want to form a fight club?
Not particularly, but
you and I won't fight. You and I will go fight. Let's go. Let's go. Maybe we could go like punch Scotty J-Ro in the face. He's over there in Baton Rouge. It'll make him feel alive.
We'll take down Dana White one YouTuber at a time.
We can go there.
There's something there. Well, they already do like the little creator clash thing, but people like to see. Hey, I mean, the Paul brothers turned boxing and getting punched in the face into becoming millionaires. So
yeah, that's true.
There's some juice there.
That's true.
Scotty J-Ro says punch me. So
I'm telling you something. There's no greater feeling than being punched in the face. I'm telling you. You want to feel alive?
Well, yeah.
I've been punched in the face. It's great. You feel great. You really do.
This isn't even a spoiler, but it's a callback to the new Happy Gilmore movie. Get yourself a buddy who will, let someone punch him in the face for $100 or get him knock him out for $100 just to feel better.
Sean's in the Fight Club.
Scotty might do that.
Yeah, Sean's in the Fight Club. We got to get the mean streets of Brooklyn and Queens and all that stuff over there. We're forming a brute squad. Anyways, this all I'm saying is, chat. I'm live researching this. If anyone has information, just add it to the conversation. I do not quite know everything I'm saying here in this next segment. But, Steve, NASA has previously funded research for a 40-kilowatt nuclear reactor on the moon, okay? And with plans to have it ready for launch by the early 2030. So I was like, and Duffy's is like 100 kilowatt. 8.21 gigawatts. So I was like, is this not real-world road rules nutball out of his mind? Yes, he absolutely is. But apparently this is to help, like, not live on the moon, but to help kind of base future research, maybe make it easier to jump to other planets. I don't know. Just have power on the moon. Turn up Wi-Fi it.
Yes, essentially. And this is also partially Duffy wanting to take credit for moon and nuclear being in the same sentence. So that very much like the vein of this administration is like all the headlines, all the buzzwords. So Duffy's like, oh, there's, he's looking through the files of like batshit and crazy ideas or whatever we've had for the last few. Oh, nuclear thing on the moon. Yes, we're doing. Oh, we can fund the shit out of this. Let's absolutely do this. 2030. Yes. Yeah, Trump will still be in office by then. Let's absolutely do this. So yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So they are.
Third term.
So they're absolutely so yeah, but this isn't their idea. Let's not get, I don't want to get twisted like, oh, they're just like, oh, let's put a nuke on the moon or a nuclear plant on the moon and call it, hey, don't look at the Epstein files. That's not necessary.
That's when you sent me the note. That's why I was like, has it reached this level? Has it reached this level where Sean Duffy's like, we're going to build real lightsabers and we're going to have a Death Star? Like, what's happening? But that's all. So it's all fascinating. But I also agree with you. The takeaway from just looking because anytime you look at Sean Duffy's really dumb face, it's all that kind of like the moon is America's. We're gonna get up there first. We're gonna beat China to Mars, and that's that kind of flag waving thumping thing is.
Do you think Trump or RFK or somebody like, maybe not Trump, maybe like Junior, somebody like when they've been sitting there in one of the situation rooms or the bunkers or like one of the super classified places when they're talking with top like military brass, do you think one of them's been like, hey, can we do any of that? Like how far off are we from, a Star Destroyer or a Death Star like apparatus? Ronald Reagan talked about Star Wars in the 80s. I'm sure Trump was like, hey, like, I want to do that. I would put the chances of that conversation having at least been happened at like 50%.
Yeah, and just that like Trump turns to an advisor. That thing in that movie? It's like a globe. Yeah. The Death Star, sir. Why don't we just build one of those?
Right.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. 898 points out of truth. They got to fund NASA if they want that. Yeah, and I'm reading that. That's a part of my live research as well. So I appreciate that, Brady. Yes, that's a great example of adding to my research here, that there's plus Duffy's handling two jobs. So, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy is also the interim NASA administrator. So the next time planes start falling out of space or the sky, know that there it is. It's about winning the second space race. Says a NASA senior official granted anonymity to discuss the documents ahead of their wide release.
That's a made up race. Ken, what is the second space
race?
Is it Mars? Like,
yeah.
I feel like
I think it's Mars.
Is it? Okay. Well, then that's not even a race. No one is even remotely close to us on that. Like, I don't want to get all, thump your chest American, but that's one thing we do really well compared to other countries is space.
Eli's saying there was a study done at Lehigh. I think that estimated that just the still need to produce Death Star with 13 times the current world GDP. I actually was on a podcast about 6 years ago. A friend of mine did a Science Meets Pop Culture podcast, and we did the Death Star episode, and we ran through the stats. It is impossible. That's why you have to go to so many different planets.
Ken,
Mm-hmm.
This is if you pay your contractors. See, we found a loophole in the process where our president doesn't actually pay the people.
That's true.
So 13 times the GDP of the current world doesn't mean shit because Trump will just say, well, we just sue me. Yeah, exactly. I'll see you in court, asshole. I'm immune. Like he thinks he just walks around with a get out of jail free card. So
done all through New York, right? All those hotels, contractors have to sue him to get paid less money.
Right. Yeah, and then this never happens, or they settle for pennies on the dollar, and must be nice. I mean, it's not because he's screwing people, but you know what I mean. So so Eli, while I appreciate the hard-earned research there, it doesn't matter if you don't pay people.
So can I? You know how people get pissed at me when I say there's no UFOs? Like Jerry, the Cannon junkie, calls.
Right, Jerry. I was gonna say. I mean, I wasn't gonna call him out personally, but it's fine.
I kind of think the same thing of the traveling to Mars situation, and I know I know one of the people that landed a rover on Mars. Like I know it's real. I'm not saying that's fake. I'm just saying when I hear we're going to Mars, I kind of have the same energy I do, Steve, towards the concept of UFOs. Like not a microbiotic life form somewhere else, but like Dealey Dopper gray aliens coming by taking pictures of it. Like I'm like, what are we gonna do there? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do there?
Aside from tent, forget Matt Damon. The idea is we would build some stuff, plant the flag. I mean, we do what we did on the moon, right? We bring some rocks home. It's just it's about planting flags, literally, flags. Metaphorically.
It's an intergalactic swinging dick contest, Steve.
Yes. Well, welcome to, foreign politics, Ken.
Welcome to the world, right? Everything here is just a big swinging dick concert.
But I think
contest.
I think, I have to disagree with you a little bit on that. I do think we're certainly closer. I mean, I know you're not saying they're the same, but I have a little more optimism that will happen in our lifetimes, however late it is at just getting there. You know what I mean? Yep. But we have a lot of stuff to figure out. Like, we don't know how to get, we still don't, like, we don't know how to safely get people there between radiation and, shit that you just could run into on the way there, as far as like a tiny little space. You hit tiny little space rock in space. That could really F up your day. So
yeah. Well, you're gonna hit. That's how we'll find aliens on the way there. We're gonna run into one. Just bump into them. Be the first.
Be like, hey, we're looking for the Circle K. Is that y'all's planet? Yeah, actually, nailed it.
Be the first intergalactic car crash. We'll have to exchange insurance information. It's gonna be a thing. No, Sean's on your side. Says I have high hopes. We'll plant the flag by 2030, 2035.
I don't think it's gonna be that early. No, I think the 40s. But yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to take the swinging dick contest out of it.
Yeah.
Again, I want Dr. Addy or someone to explain why we even need to be there and what can be pulled off. The world as we know, it's not just going to pick up a move. It's going to, we're going to have a Matt McConaughey problem, right? We're going to be like 70 when he's 20. Like, I'm not interested.
The idea, Ken, or at least the idea that we were all told in school while Nancy Reagan was telling us, DARE program and all that kind of stuff was that going to the moon, Ken, is what brought us things like GPS and the internet and, those kinds of the advances that they do to get us to Mars eventually trickle down to us plebeians.
Right.
And
it's
so
DARPA.
We're pushing things forward. That's, we have a little hope, Ken. Have a little.
Wait, but it's DARPA. But that's military stuff, right? That's DARPA. DARPA is the one that had the internet in the 60s.
It starts there, but then
cars.
Then they find a way to privatize it, make money off it, sell it to the plebeians, and now we rely on it. So so eventually, give it 100 years, and maybe we will rely on the shield technology, the shielding that got us to Mars. That's what we put in our cars, so that Gertrude doesn't hit the back of you and give you
like a little force field.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I love this. I agree with Tully here. No other planets do we have universal health care. Just on the whole planet, Great, thank you. You solved the problem for me, Sean Duffy.
That's what I do.
A problem, but this is just maybe a bigger problem. So that's one thing down here. We got some calls. What else is going? You had something I got to be honest. I didn't even hear this. What do you want? Anything else in the news you want to talk about? We'll go into.
Well, do you want to talk? Do you want to talk election? Do you want to talk here, Ken? I have a very important question for you.
Okay.
Ken, would you rather talk about the health and security of our elections in 2026 and 2028, or dildos?
Let's keep the dildos for later.
Okay. Giggity.
That's where they belong. Later. But I just remember I forgot to promote the show today.
It's been a day.
We've
both had a day.
4:45.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I can't believe the Wondery's gone, and now I won't be able to get the job that it's going to save me. Okay, so what the election? Yeah, do the thing.
Yeah, sure. So the NYU and other reports came out today where there was the story basically talking about Republican or GOP party Trump administration plans for changing voting infrastructure in 2026 that would carry over into 2028. And these changes include, but are not limited to, 3 basically big requirements. You either get brand new voting machines, you update, essentially, again, these are layman's terms, you update your voting machines, or you do both. Those are the 3. Okay. Those are like A, B, and C on requirements. So you have to do one, the other, or both. So everyone is freaking out saying, oh my, so basically we're just like taking the dining room cloth off the table of all of our current, voting infrastructure as far as technology, machines, blah, 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 and putting in machines that get us what is believed to be closer to Trump's ultimate promise of like literally a one ballot, one vote, like counting of individual ballot counting, like paper balloting essentially. Cause that's really, that's one of the things Trump has talked about is, I'm going to bring back paper votes so that, we get rid of all this super existent voting fraud.
Yeah. Which they were probably behind in this last one. Right. But here, you know what? I want to hear your thoughts on this. I'm like, I'll call that bluff. Let's just go back to dropping one stone in a vat or vase that you want. I think let's just do that.
Well, here's the thing, Ken. And while I hear you, I think here's what scares me about this is this was all in Project 2025, by the way. So it's not like this is like breaking news, or at least the idea of it. Right. But here's the issue with that. Like we're seeing with the drama about the jobs numbers that came out late last week. And so, Trump was like, math bad, fire person. Mm-hmm. So that person is out. Here's the thing. When we do this system, or what you would propose is just going to a new system period under this administration is just like whoever the new jobs person is going to be. Like, Ken, we're about to add 1 billion jobs to the economy. I don't know if you do that, but man, no matter how much, if bread costs $12 a loaf by November, I guarantee you we're going to add so many jobs between now and whenever the next jobs report comes out. So how do you think that's going to go for voting?
Okay.
That's what worries me. That's why I think we have to make sure we preserve what we have to preserve works. And fix the systems we have by not letting the federal, again, states are supposed to control these things. This is another whole other part of this argument. States are supposed to have more power over their elections. So having this federal oversight, blah, 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 party of small government, my ass.
And it's one of the only times where we like the states' rights, right?
Well, it's again, everything has nuance, Ken. Everything has nuance. Everything has nuance. You need the federal government to fund important things. You need the states to have autonomy to take care of their regionalized communities.
Yeah, and rise up. And rise up.
Well, and challenge the federal government when it's obviously doing oligarchy shit. Yeah.
Yeah, or, we got Governor Greg Abbott threatening to arrest Democratic politicians who have fled to Illinois, right? It's getting wild out there. Let's do this.
That was one of the craziest things I've ever, like the fact that they're fleeing to Illinois like they're like they're like French resistance fighters in World War II, like trying to get out to, you know what I mean? Like, what are we doing?
It reads like this is completely fake history, but it reads like something that was like, in 1804, 4 senators had to flee by horseback to another county. Like,
exactly.
It's now.
Right.
I don't know.
You're not wrong.
I don't know. All right. I do want to talk about comedies. I do also want to take a call. What all right, here you choose here. Well, I can't. Door number 1 or door number 3?
I like the number 3. Let's
okay.
Is it too late to change my mind?
No.
Number 1.
All right, number 1 is Jared the Tie Pilot. Jared the Tie Pilot calling into the show tonight. First out of the gate. He is usually our leadoff hitter. What's going on, Jared?
Not much. How are you gentlemen doing tonight? You both seemed a little stressed in the green room before the show.
I'm stressed. But I'm stressed. But I got a lot of good things going in my life. I'm leaving town tomorrow, seeing the folks, picking up my squirrel table. I get my squirrel table tomorrow. Very excited about this.
Fuck yeah.
Very exciting.
Yeah. So we're gonna be all right.
Enjoy the little things, gentlemen. It's all about.
What's on your mind, buddy? What's the question?
So I got 2 things we could do. I could do a fun little Lord of the Ringsy thing, or I've got a real life debate I'm trying to settle with a friend.
Oh, that's way more interesting. I love Lord of the Rings, but Vigo broke his toe. All right, I got it. I answered the question. All right. What's the debate?
You and Steve, when you're cooking yourself the big meal, clean as you go or clean later?
Oh, I am predominantly clean as I go. Now, I say that with a sink full of pots and a pan right now because I was trying to hurry a little bit. I was trying to eat and finish Wayne's World 2 so I could have time to get ready for the show. But normally, I'd say 85% of the time, all the dishes are clean and drying by the time the food is ready to eat.
Steve?
I like to think that I'm a clean as I go guy, but I end up actually doing it afterwards. It's more of like a nice little ritual thing. Like after dinner is over, I can then kind of relax in front of the sink, eat some. Yeah, ritualistically eat some like fixins or whatever that's left over from dinner, kind of as you're clean, kind of finishing the dishes, things like that. I'm also just like I'm in charge of the cooking and I'm just the chef in the house kind of thing. So it's just it's just my domain. It's going to be me regardless, and I don't have time to clean while I cook. Is that becomes the thing? As much as we love to say we want to clean as we cook, I think a lot of people say that. If you're cleaning while you're cooking, you're neglecting something. I said it.
Boom.
I don't because if the orange chicken is warming up, I don't have the patience to stare at it. So I go clean the bowl that I was stirring stuff in. That's what I do.
There's nothing. Well, okay. I guess it depends on how many. It depends. Well, if you're just heating up orange chicken from from the box that's you pulled out of your freezer, that's one thing. I'm
talking full cooking.
Yeah. I don't want to say real cooking because that sounds mean. But
what do you want me to bread the chicken?
Yes.
Cooking.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I want you to
make your own damn orange sauce.
Yeah.
Nah.
Well, I don't even make. I'm not going to go there. I don't have
the patience. I don't have the patience.
But I'll bread my chicken. Yeah, that's fair.
I don't have the patience. If I'm hungry,
that's fine. But okay, hold on a second.
I want to be eaten by 3:30.
If you're eating the P.F. Chang's orange chicken out of the
Trader Joe's, calm it down. Trader Joe's,
whatever.
Trader Joe's.
Okay, then what dishes? What are we even talking about? What dishes are you even? What dishes are there?
The pan that I
that you're currently heating it up in?
Yeah.
So you can't cook and clean it because you can't
cook and clean it.
The moment it goes in the bowl, the moment it goes in the bowl, I go and clean it.
But that's still a little later. See, this was one of my points. This was one of my points to my friend because I'm a let it be kind of guy too. I'll get to it because here's the thing: everybody says, "Oh, clean as you go, clean as you go." Bullshit. Because most of you are using the goddamn pan that you're gonna clean later. So more people are clean later than they want to admit. But
it's not later if I haven't sat down to eat the food yet. That's my
there's the hair splitting. Where is that line? Is it
right
eating or not eating?
I think you're a monster for not eating your food while it's hot.
Yeah. I don't disagree with you.
That might just be PTSD from like having a child and never eating hot food because like by the time you cook it, get everything down, the child's food is cooking. Like everyone's by the time I actually sit down to eat, it's everyone else is done. So
Jared, your friend is obviously on the other side of this.
Yeah, he's a line cook kind of guy, like in the whole thing. So the kitchen is again kind of like Steve, his domain. So for his family. Yeah. So because like Steve, he's got two little Padawans running around, but
even like if I cut some stuff up, like I cut the broccoli up tonight, put it in the pan, then the cutting board is clean. Actually, a lot of times I use a paper towel, and I don't like a cutting board because that's a dish I have to clean. So I just throw the paper towel. I triple up the paper towel, cut on that, throw that away. We move on.
See, I think Ken just accidentally told on himself. I don't know how many dishes Ken acquires during a cooking session here. Sounds like it's avoid the dishes, Ken.
Well, yeah, because in the previous administration, there was a lot of dishes in the sink that I was responsible for cleaning that I didn't put there. So my thing is, if you can, I see this mug, it gets washed about every 9 days. You don't I'm always like, you don't need, anytime your lips touch it, you don't need to wash it. This I'm not joking, will be here for 9 days unclean. It just has water in it. Don't create dishes.
It's got dust in it. It's got bacteria.
If I drop food on the floor, I pick it up and eat it.
Yeah, so do I, but it's not food I find on the floor. There's a difference there. You're letting that ruminate. Like, don't get me wrong. I'll use like 1 cup all day as well, kind of thing. But
good. We could be friends.
When it's time to refill the main container of the great drink, they both get a quick little one too, and we move on with our life.
Oh, you guys would hate me. I have to, if I drop my fork, I have to go get a new one like instantly.
Oh, I scream.
I won't eat stuff off the ground. I have to clean stuff out. Ken, that
but let me ask you
the cup thing, even if you're just drinking it, the water isn't the gross thing, Ken. It's the lips touching, it's that. Right. Yep. It's that touching that over and over and over again at room temperature. It's just, yeah.
But,
it's, okay,
but here,
it's
okay.
yeah.
But this is an anxiety thing. This is when people tell me, like, I don't like flying in planes. It's not going to crash. It's not going to crash. Get in plane. Stop worrying about it. You've never been sick from anything you've eaten on the ground. You've never been sick. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. You probably ate a bug in your sleep. Enjoy your pasta.
Ken, it's not about it being sick. It's icky.
What's icky about
I step down there. I know it's on the bottom of my shoes. I know it's on the bottom of my dog's paws. I don't want anything to do with any.
Why are you wearing
your
dog's paws? Why are you wearing the shoes in the house?
Oh, don't you start with me, Jared.
Because sometimes I have to run inside and grab something really quick, and I'm not going to take my shoes off just because I'm running in that. Like, yeah, okay.
Jared and I aren't friends anymore if I have to take your shoes off when I go to your house.
I don't know. Guests are one thing. Okay. Day-to-day living, though,
Oh, I'm in my slippers.
If I'm having people, no. I don't need to see all my friends' socks and feet. Shoes are fine.
Okay, now, Jared, we're back being friends. We're back being friends. I will say this. Even if I have people in my life that are listening to me now, if I have to, if there's an option, like at the Wangers, Wangtown, there's an option to take your shoes off. It's preferred. So I'll do that. I'm going to wear my sneakers tonight, not my Converse, so I can flip them off easy. But I got friends who are like, please take your shoes off. Absolutely not. That's the Larry David in me. Absolutely not. Because what if there's an emergency? I got to go put my shoes back on? Stop it now.
Well, But steal your quote from the plane. It's not going to be an emergency.
Thank you, Jared.
You are not John Wick where people start shooting at you.
There's more likely going to be an emergency on the ground than a plane crashing. In my security-based brain.
Horrible argument. Horrible argument.
Well, first of all, you're both nuts. Go clean the frying pan because it's getting all. Though to be fair, I'd probably sip water from that frying pan.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, Jared. Did we solve problems to solve it for you?
I think this will make it interesting. Okay. You ready for Game of Thrones Thursday?
Maybe. I'm gonna be. Yes, I will be. Luckily, I've seen the episode we're gonna talk about. But yes.
All righty. You guys stay safe. Then we'll see you then.
All right, Jared the Type while I check it in there. Look, Steve, just live your life. Just live your life.
I try.
That's all I want. That's all I want from you.
I try. Thank you.
Now here's the thing. I fucking hate forks. I fucking hate forks. No. I have lost my temper. In case you get to, I sometimes have a temper problem. I will occasionally punch things or break things. I lose if forks are the most useless utensil. They're unbalanced. They flip. You hit them. They bling. Everything. Spoons don't do that to you. And I get so mad at forks. And I'm not even joking. I'm not doing a bit. In fact, I've tried to do this as a stand-up bit, but it's too real. And my former partner can attest, I have flung forks into the netherworld because I hate them so much when they fall. So I'm with you on that.
You need like primitive style forks then, Ken. Maybe because I think the problem is the forks have too many prongs on them nowadays.
Too many prongs.
We don't need 5 prongs, 4 prongs on a fork. We just don't. There's too much going on there.
3-prong.
You could honestly get away with 2. Just have like a little, just like mini little, like rakes or whatever, things. Like,
I bet you laser bolt. I bet laser bolt in forest meat time has one of those old timey Western 2-prong forks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But like, I think that would do better for you. Like, I think that would be less frustrating for you if you use that style of fork. It's a little more predictable if it drops. It's easier to clean. There's less going on because you just at the end of the day with a fork, you're just doing the poking. So that's you just need 2 pokers.
I noticed this about 2021. I noticed that I dropped forks at like a 90% higher clip than any other utensil. And
that doesn't make any sense because the handle end isn't any different from the spoon. So why are you dropping your fork?
I agree with you. To prove that I'm not just bitting y'all here, go back to old Saturday Night Knapsack episodes. I had that character who talked often about how he hated forks. And that came from me realizing one day, these fucking forks are against me, man. And that's kind of where it begins. Dale and Barry asks, how are you with chopsticks? I'm actually pretty good. 8984M is not going to be embarrassed by me. Is what I'll say. I'm actually okay. I'm not great. Sometimes I have to reset. I have to reset and go, all righty. But I'm good. I'm okay. I can eat rice
Can't
with
do chopsticks at all. Can't do it.
Okay. We're coming to a fork in the road
I
then.
can't. Hey, that's wordplay, but you're allowed today.
I'm allowed today. We're all allowed today. Spatulas, not a bad idea. Spatulas. All right. Let's take Evan here. This is door 3. And then we're going to talk movies. And then we got Scotty J. Rowe calling in because I threatened violence against him. And he claims that I hate the Bomb Bag cast. Evan, you're on. Major problems. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Ken. I'm good. How are you tonight? Besides a little angsty.
I'm a little angsty, but Steve's helping me get it out. Steve is he's let me work through my anger.
All right, good. Well, just off the bat, maybe this will make you feel better. It is in New Jersey, but I do have a parking spot in my driveway with your name on it, Ken.
Okay.
Whenever you need it, buddy.
Soon. I got to figure out how to get the studio into my car and broadcast from it. How close are you to the Jersey Devil? Can we go search for the Jersey Devil?
Do you know my mother-in-law?
That counts. Steve, as good wordplay and jokes right there.
Yeah.
That was good. I like that. That was good.
Kills for me.
Yeah.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
All right. That's wonderful, Evan. Thank you. I'll be on the way in the fall. What's on your mind? Yeah.
Off the rip, I finally got to go see Fantastic Four, so I wanted to throw some thoughts at you.
Okay.
With that, I loved it. I was in a theater by myself because it was 12 o'clock on a Monday, but I had the afternoon to myself. And as a father of a young boy, I cried. I was crying towards the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Hit me right where I live.
Okay. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Cool. No, that's a good report. I'm glad you got to see it, and I'm glad another person's rubbing it in on producer Steve that he didn't get to see the film. So no spoilers, but you just other favorite parts, things you liked, or I guess that'd be spoilers. But are you a lifelong Fantastic Four fan, Marvel fan? What's your skin in the game?
The first movie that actually released with Chris Evans is near and dear to me. I was a young boy when that came out.
The 05 one. Okay.
The 05 one, yeah.
Okay.
So that one, and I love Michael Chiklis as a Rock. That's all we all.
He's
love
not
that.
bad. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
As Ben Grimm, I watched that last week at both films, the 05, 07.
Yeah.
He wasn't bad. They're weird films. We had the discussion last week. But I like hearing from you that you have a special place in your heart for those films, because that's kind of the point of all discussion about art. That's a good reminder.
Yeah. And just I was thinking back on it to where I was at my life. I was 11, I think, when the 05 movie came out, to now. I turned 31 tomorrow. And like I said, with the with my son not on the picture now, and he's a big part of that movie, without giving away spoilers. But
yeah. No, you're feeling the family connection. That is some wonderful stuff there. Congratulations on getting out to see a movie. And isn't it just wonderful to just sit in a theater by yourself, go on a Monday when no one's there, get your full reign of the snack bar, no pressure to hurry up and make a decision. It's a good feeling.
It was the best. It was I highly recommend it for anyone who can go to a movie on a Monday afternoon. Do so now. I thought about doing a double feature with The Naked Gun. I feel obliged to go support a comedy. But I just couldn't swing it. I had to get back to my son. So I'll hopefully get out maybe this week or next week to see The Naked Gun.
For your son appreciates it. That's some good parenting right there.
Yeah.
And we kid Steve, but he's making the better choice. He could just leave his kid in the car and go see Superman. He's not. And he's a hero for that.
For sure, Ken.
Yeah. Evan, thank you.
You got it.
All right. Steve, how close have you come to leaving your kid in the car?
Not even a little bit close. I get concerned about like knowing my kid is like with my wife or like just not around, and I will go into a store and be like, "Holy shit, and be like, "Oh nope, we're good. Kids with mom, we're good," or something like that. So yeah, no, all the time. But I've never done that. I think about it all the time. Yeah, but I've never done it. I'm way too much of like an anxiety ridden wart kind of person.
Clearly with the forks. So I'm not talking about criminally leaving kids in the car on purpose, leaving dogs and everything. And I've dealt with all that, and it's stressful. The dog one's stressful because if someone leaves their window cracked open, we couldn't do anything, and people would be yelling at us like, "Break the window!" Like, you want me to lose my job? Like, I can't. We can call the cops, but they're not going to do anything anywhere. It's private property. Like, it's a whole mess. But I'm talking about accidentally, oops-a-daisy, leaving the kid in the car and going and locking the keys and like being locked in. And I got to tell you that in 17 years, maybe happened 28 times, which is a lot when you stop and think about it. Of people being like, oh, damn, I got so distracted. And I don't even blame it. This isn't like just careless parents. This is you get in the baby bag, you're getting this and that. You drop the keys in the passenger seat. You can boom, close the door. Oh, God, baby and the keys are in the car.
Right.
That happened a lot.
Oh, yeah. No, that's one of the things when I like drop my daughter off for daycare or whatever, I get out of my car. I'm like, even though my car is like a few years old and it's like set up like if it's still on or whatever, you can't lock the keys in the car kind of thing, right? But I still am like conditioned by that way because I've had cars in the past where I've been able to lock my keys in the car. So I just don't, you still worry. I get worried that I like treat my daughter like a glass of orange juice and like forget her on the roof or something. You know what I mean? Like I just like my brain just goes there because I just I do that all the time. Not her, but like leaving stuff on the roof, right? Like I've driven off with stuff on my roof so many times, including one time, just really quick aside, a pumpkin that had like googly eyes on it. We did like a pumpkin carving activity at this place. I was driving home, driving through downtown DC, and people were just like staring at me like at stoplights, like walking past me. And I was like really wondering like, why the hell are people like staring at me in my car? And then I'm getting onto the highway and I hear like rolling on my thing. And then I see in my rearview mirror a pumpkin just explode into the highway barrier. And I'm like, oh my God, I had the pumpkin on my roof of my car the entire time. That's why everyone was looking at me, because there was a pumpkin with googly eyes on the roof of my car.
The great pumpkin caper. You were like a real life Mario Kart, just flinging things back at the cars behind you. I want to know who yelled, idiot! Like, I want to know.
I'm so glad I didn't like kill somebody. Yeah, seriously.
I'm always terrified if I'm at an intersection and like someone does, I think, looking over at me. I'm like, oh, what did I do? Like, oh, what did I do?
Right. Yeah.
But that's hilarious.
Whoops.
Just boom, 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 boom. There you go. Yeah. One of the follow up too was like, people would lock their kid in the car.
Yeah.
And they come to us as security, understandably, and they'd be like, hey, do you have like a Slim Jim to get in the car? It's like, that's illegal. Like, we can't have them in the state of California. Like, we can't do that. And then everyone has that like preconceived notion, like when you go, you got security cameras. Yeah, those aren't going to help. Like they don't see anything. Like stop watching the movies. Like, sorry, this isn't it. And yeah, it was a thing. Anyways, let us. Evan talked about seeing Fantastic Four. You might have seen The Naked Gun. This is a movie review. I haven't had a chance to see Naked Gun. We got some positive takes here. We got one. Hey, I didn't like it. Again, all subjective, but there does seem to be a push with Naked Gun, including in their promotion of, hey, save the movie comedy. Now, I will point out there's comedies that have been released. There's some very good ones in the last few years, but they have that kind of indie vibe. And I know where we're at in the business. I know where we're at with the IP. I know what we need for the tentpole filmmaking. I don't think we're going to get there. But, Steve, I'll start with you. Do you feel there is this push, is not the right word, but this thought of, what happened to the big movie comedies?
Yeah, I definitely think there's that. I grew up with the movie comedy. I had my own little. At least I felt like I grew up with a semi golden age of movie comedies that really fell off. It kind of started before COVID. Really, I thought it kind of started the mid 2010s. Really, where the movie comedy started kind of like fading away a little bit. I thought some of the last big blockbusters that I remember being like culturally was like the 21 and 22 Jump Street films, and then. But yeah, no, I think it's been, I do think it's kind of gone away a little bit. I think the Netflix and streaming and just people's viewing habits has changed a little bit. So we find our funny in different places now, where we don't find our funny in movies the way we used to. I think YouTube and podcasting and stand up and podcasting kind of being like having this bridge together now where you can see so many of your comics kind of like, you can talk. If you want to watch Shane Gillis on a podcast for an hour, you can watch him, and it's like seeing his stand up in a whole different way. Kind of, you know what I mean? Like, so I think we're just consuming comedy in different ways now, and also it's a reflection of Hollywood and the movie industry saying, well, look at profit margins on a comedy movie versus a superhero movie or literally anything else. Like maybe comedy movies just weren't, because you have to pay all that money for the big stars that people want to go see. for it to make a quarter of the money that that the other big action movies or summer blockbuster movies make.
Yeah, and there's a lot of truth in that business, and yeah, I mean, Jim Carrey, $20 million a picture back in the day when they could do, but even like $20 million a picture for comedy back in the day it's probably insane money. It's like Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom money. Yeah, and yeah, I think it's a great point to say the viewing habits have changed. I think that if you can't afford to go to movies, if you don't have the time, in your case, I mean, I know we poke fun of you, but if you got, hey, all right, my wife's going to take the kid, I get to go out and have daddy by himself day, one movie to see, you might not go see a comedy. You want to have a eyeballs in the back of your head, big superhero picture, something else like that, some big event film. And yeah, the comedies seem to have been relegated to the streamers, and that lowers the stakes, I think, as an audience.
Yeah, totally. And I think it lowers the stakes. It lowers the like pop culture impact in a way. Mm-hmm. The streaming stuff comes and goes so much faster. Because it's so much more accessible, and you kind of almost know there's something else coming around the corner so quickly. And it still doesn't have quite the cachet of a theatrical release, especially if you get like a big time cast or something like that. Like, I don't know. It was a big deal when, and we can talk about like this kind of segues into talking about like comedy sequels and stuff like that. But like when The Hangover 2 came out, that was a big deal. Because of it, like being like a big blockbuster that was like one of the, like, to me at least in my generation, that was one of the last kind of blockbuster comedy movies I remember. Like the Jump Street movies were good, but as far as like blockbuster comedies that were like hyped going up, that was over 10 years ago now. So
yeah. And I feel, I'm glad you brought up Hangover, because I did see the first Hangover in theaters and I did enjoy it. It doesn't hold up for me for a lot of reasons that aren't like problematic, but it's like, I don't know, maybe by the second time I watched it, I remember seeing it and being like, I don't know, and that's the thing with comedies. But not that there isn't repeatability. Absolutely. There's some all-time classic comedies. You're going to take it in a different way, but I enjoyed it. And that second one, just like the second Anchorman was a great example to me, even that might be on a smaller scale, but Hangover was an event film, right? Everyone was wearing the Zach Galifianakis shirt, Mike Tyson and a tiger, and all the things. It was an event film, and it became one. And that second one was, a retread. It was all those things, all those like critic words that you're going to throw at those films that don't work. And I think, I'm not blaming it. I'm just saying that a lot of people just start walking away from comedies after that, I think.
Right. Yeah, totally. And because Anchorman 2 came out after that, I believe. I think Anchorman 2 is more of, and even that Anchorman 2 is more of like when you have that such a time gap between the two, it's like Happy Gilmore 2, Anchorman 2. They're not reboots, they are sequels, but it's such a, like, it's such a, we're trying to recapture the thing, not necessarily continue the story kind of a thing. Whereas at least with the Hangover movies, it was while they were essentially the same thing, like 1 and 2, they were, the idea was it wasn't like all nostalgia cash grab. It was, hey, we're just using the same guys in a different, putting the same crew in a different box and telling different jokes kind of thing. Right. So narratively it's a little differently, even though, we're talking about some of the dumbest movies ever, but they're selling a different product, I felt like. And yes, The Hangover 2 is much of like a big event movie, while Anchorman 2 and Happy Gilmore 2 were these other comedies, the nostalgic comedies, I guess you could say, are big events because of that reason. Like, oh my gosh, they're making another one. You know what I mean? Like after all these years. Yeah. Well,
I loved Happy Gilmore 2, but I love that I didn't pay for it in the theater. I paid for it because I have a Netflix subscription that I paid too much for. But yeah, I enjoyed it. That's exactly what I need. And I think sometimes so I'm curious to see Naked Gun. Like I said, everyone around me, some people I know who are tough to please are like, dude, the 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. And I'm not taking anything away from the movie potentially being 10 out of 10 for them. I'm just like wondering, is it a sip of water in a dry desert? I haven't laughed for so long. I laughed again. I laughed in a theater. And is it similar to this summer of hope that we're having with Superman and Fantastic Four and the Be Good, Be Kind? Again, I have no idea. Maybe David McKay, if he's still up in chat. Like, is there a message in Naked Gun? Probably not. Wasn't in the first ones. Wasn't in Police Squad. There was a message in Office Space, but that didn't work until later. So that's a different kind of vibe. That movie got a cult following that turned it into a classic.
Right.
And I was there, man. I saw it in the theater by myself, Pacific Theater 10, Northridge, California. And
I remember the dude in the box for Office Space. That's what I remember. Like, cause I was a little young to like go see it in the theater when I was a kid. But I remember like that was like one of the first viral ad campaigns I remember. Was the dude suspended in the box? I think it was Times Square, right? Like in his little mini office thing. Yeah. So that was my experience with Office Space.
Laserbolt. Yeah.
But that's a good point, Ken. Like the cult comedy, does that still exist? Is that like, I don't know the last cult comedy thing I saw, or is that really where comedies are shining right now because they're not making them somewhere else? I don't know.
Yeah. As far as the cult, like reading, catching with some of the comments here. No. Great stuff. All right, so Dylan Barry says, Naked Gun reminded me how great it feels to be in a full theater roaring with laughter. One of the best experiences being in a crowd laughing, whether it's a comedy show or a movie. Community. There's the name. Rad says, Hot Fuzz. I love Hot Fuzz. It was a game changer. Me and my friends who still quote, Yarp. Yeah, I do too. I love that. Laserbolt. They don't make bonkers comedies like Dumb and Dumber anymore. Page turns they were not. Brennan pointed out Moonstruck is an Oscar level comedy. I like this take here from 8984M, Steve. I feel that like most comedies nowadays are action comedies or a genre mishmash rather than pure spitball comedy. And a little bit of like talking about, we're talking about how it's on the streamers now, the pure comedies, whatever that might be to you, and comedy is subjective, are there. Yeah. And everything else is like the action comedy, the Bad Boys, or anything like that. 21 Jump Street, you said that's a great example. Yeah.
Right. And I think that a lot of that comes down to market research, nerds in suits saying, hey, the numbers say that this movie will do better numbers than just a bunch of dudes getting high and driving around in a car telling jokes. Right. So, sure.
Yeah. And there's also, I think, a lot of comedies in the past were, obviously, male driven, male,
no, absolutely.
The typical male energy and everything. And I think that it's taste changed. I'm a big fan of Bridesmaids to this day. Love that they did not do a second one, that they just put that out there. I think that worked. But even that had, it was like some of the gross out comedy that I know you don't love all the time, Steve, and I'm a sucker for it. But yeah, I don't know. You talked about the cult comedy thing. Yeah. Going back to that and getting to Dylan Barry has, what's the story of the cult following of Office Space? That grew, I'm not an expert in this, Dylan, but basically, the movie comes out in 99. I saw it in theaters and I walked out and went, what a horrible film. Like the love story was weak. They just fell in love, like all those kind of film critic stuff. I think you have to leave some of that behind when you go into comedies. The goals are different. Like I love Wayne's World 2. I just finished watching them over the last couple of days. They hold up for me in general because you don't need to worry about the plot. In fact, that movie has fun with and now we're getting married, or now we're in love, or now this happens. And I think you kind of have to go with that and set aside some of those kind of normal criminal things. I'm not saying people that didn't like Naked Gun are holding up to some higher standard. I'm not saying that. But the cult stuff, Office Space grew in home box office, home media, physical media. It grew by word of mouth later. Right. And I revisited it eventually and was like, oh, I was wrong. And it has a lot to say, I think, about that late 90s. We were talking about it at the party Saturday night of in 1999 alone, like Fight Club and Office Space. There was a lot of like the starting to question the 9-to-5 grind, or what does this system having us do? A lot of that kind of emerged. But so Dylan, I think it grew later, grew out of word of mouth, and it grew on VHS, it grew on DVD, and you just don't have that opportunity as much anymore. And I think that's why comedies are, someone cited Friendship, the Tim Robinson, Paul Rudd. I haven't had a chance to see it yet. I don't even know where to find it. Okay, I've had several people say, you got to see this movie. You'd like it. I can't. Okay. And then if I remember and I sit down on a Friday night, it's too many other things to watch.
Yeah, and the time you're referencing, especially in '99, like that Office Space, when so many of these famous movies that we know of, late '80s to mid 2000s, that was especially the late '90s. That's the burgeoning of shared media. That's when you got Napster, LimeWire, when you're able to share in pirate movies, when you were able to copy VHSs and share them around people. Like that was accessing the media of the time, of the pop culture, of the things everyone was talking about, was just a different thing nowadays. It was a different currency then versus now, or it was just worth more then versus now, because now stuff is churned out so fast. Social media, everyone's doom scrolling, everyone's watching 15-second bites of everything. You're watching everything the next day, on YouTube instead of when it actually airs or whatever, right? So the viewing habits have just changed so much, and I think the opportunity for a cult thing to emerge just is different now, because whenever something comes out nowadays, everyone knows about it because someone's talking about it, tweeting about it, posting about it, TikToking about it. No matter how small or little it is, there's something of it. There's some kind of a footprint of it online, and so it's like its blip has kind of happened. Now it might like get revisited, but when you go back and look at something in the late 90s, like an Office Space, it goes to theaters, it comes out, it doesn't do a whole lot in theaters, and then it goes on VHS, and then it goes around dorm rooms, and it goes around, everyone, like, people are sharing it around, people are sharing it, and it kind of like gains momentum over time, right? Because, but it's, so like the way trends have happened, I think now have just become shorter time spans, and so that has changed what we watch, therefore that has changed what gets made.
Yeah. Absolutely. And it's, because to me, it's not a case of we don't want to laugh or it's too hard to do comedy, too hard to tell jokes. It's not true. I see it every weekend. There's people wanting to laugh. There's also people who tell bad jokes, but there's that as well. It's just, I know it's a byproduct of the world. I think at the end of the day, that might be the answer. It's a byproduct of the world we're in. But it's just fascinating to see what's going on with just even the marketing push behind Naked Gun.
I'm excited. I love it. I actually think it's. I'm thinking like this could be is this what gets us like an Austin Powers reboot, or is this what gets us something like that? You know what I mean? That's.
I look and Laser Bolts. Sorry. Side note: Game Night was better than it should have been. Game Night's a great comedy, and I did, but again, didn't go see it in the theater. Saw it later on, based on word of mouth. I was thinking that too. Like Mike Myers, kind of his film career kind of came to close. I gave that TV show. The Pentaverate show that he had, I was actually really excited about that because he's been making jokes about that. So since So I Married an Axe Murderer has jokes about that, and it was kind of paying off. It didn't hold up for me. But I was finished Wayne's World 2 today, and I was like, I'd be game for Wayne's World 3. Like, let's figure out how to go back to this world. Who's Wayne as a dad? Like, I think, and I need it to be almost like a class above Happy Gilmore 2. Happy Gilmore 2 is, I enjoy it because it is what it is. Adam going, what if we did it again?
Yeah.
What if we just did it because we can? And let's give you all the greatest hits. I think that's a different barometer. Brady has thing. I think you said yes. I don't disagree with the yes, but would you consider Barbie an event comedy? Yes, but I don't not. It's not what I mean when I'm talking about movie comedies, because that movie was primed to be bigger anyways, and it's based off IP. It's funny. It's comedy. It's movie. It's one of my favorite movies. Yes, absolutely. Goddamn love the Barbie movie. I really, really do. But you know what I mean, like.
It was a pop culture movie that was a comedy that falls in the comedy genre. I see where you are. Barbie is also, and I don't mean this in a negative way at all, because both movies are this way, but the Barbenheimer event both the movies were elevated by it because it was such a, cultural thing. Like that was like, oh my God, like after Top Gun happened, it's like, oh my gosh, the theater experience might be saved after all. We can get behind, we can get excited about multiple movies at once kind of a thing. Yeah. Thank you, Lord Tom Cruise.
Uncle Tom. Saved us. All right. There it is. We solved it. We solved it. I just wanted to talk about it. It was on my mind today. I was excited about more reports on Naked Gun. I don't know when I'm going to maybe see it next week. I don't know. But I also loved Happy Gilmore 2. And I love comedies. I love laughing. And you can still tell jokes. You can still get a little dirty. You can still have a little fun. We all can laugh a little bit more. I'm a for it. So there we go. We solved it. Thank you, Steve, for solving it there. We're going to get Scotty on. We got Brady calling in. Tully says No Hard Feelings was a raunchy comedy. It was just tonally weird. I didn't see. What is No Hard Feelings? I'm not sure.
No Hard Feelings? Is that the one that's...
Yes.
Is that the one that's like...
It's Jennifer Lawrence. Yes.
Jennifer
I didn't see
Lawrence.
That. Yes.
Oh, yeah. That's the one where, a couple years ago where she's naked on the beach. That one, right? Yeah.
I didn't see that, but I will now. Okay. Love that. Love that. My buddy Joel, who is a professor of film, I should maybe have had him on for the conversation, says more Billy Crystal. Other than Billy Crystal being by all accounts, an absolute prick. I'm a big fan of Billy Crystal. When Harry still met Sally, I'm ready for the sequel on that. But that's rom-com. That's different. Quickly, let's swing through some sports, and then let's get Scotty. Let's get Brady on, and then I got to change my pants and head out to Wangertown tonight. I'm standing by every one of those words. Steve, today, August 4th. August 4th, 1993. Is it? Wait. Oh, wait. Did I write wrong? Oh, God damn it. Hold on. It's August 4th. I just want to, it's 93. Okay. August 4th, 1993. Don't cheat. Do you know what today's anniversary is?
August 4th, 19. I'm not cheating. I'm looking
big
straight
sport event. Famous sport event.
Both my hands right here. August 4th, 1993.
Yep.
For the record, Ken, I would have been 2 years old. Don't have a personal
that.
memory of this.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Just reality.
Okay.
Blame my parents.
Okay. That's fine.
19, August 4th. So it's got to be base. Okay. Can I have a hint? It's got to be baseball, right?
It's baseball. That's one hint. I'll give you up to 3 hints.
Okay. Oh shit. It's baseball. I mean, I don't think I needed much more than this. It's baseball. I'm not gonna know because I was really hoping it wasn't baseball because I would have had a better chance because I can't give you a lot of milestones of something that happened in August of baseball, especially this early in August.
August 4th, 1993, baseball. One of the players involved, Hall of Fame player, Hall of Famer.
Okay.
The other player, Hall of Good, lived in my hometown of Santa Maria, my hometown area of Santa Maria, California. All right, I'll break it down even further.
Okay.
Rangers, White Sox.
Rangers, White Sox. Damn it, Ken. This is just out of my wheelhouse. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I thought you were gonna say was this the day of like the OJ Bronco chase or something like that? And then you went baseball. I was like, shit. You know what I mean? Something like that. So
there you go.
I know that was a couple years later anyway, but yeah.
Joel, the answer is from my buddy Joel, who we were friends in high school when this happened, and we talked about it all the time. Nolan Ryan kicked Robin Ventura's ass. The 5 noogies to the head. One of the greatest moments in baseball history. I suggest people watch the entire clip because it goes around on social media. Robin Ventura gets plunked in the back, thinks about it for a second, charges Nolan Ryan, who at the time is like 44 years old, and like Robin Ventura is like 28 or something, 26 or something like that. Nolan Ryan sidesteps him, grabs him in a headlock, and just whaps him on the head 5 times. But then the fight is crazy after that. It's a big fight. And Nolan Ryan later said, I thought I was going to die because he got pinned underneath the pile of players and couldn't breathe because his face was being pushed into the pitcher's mound. He's like, I almost passed out. I absolutely love it. Ranger Donald says, bid better baseball fights. Ranger Donald, stop it. This is one of the greatest baseball fights of all time because of the visual of that old man just thunking that kid on the head. It's what all of us want to do.
Baseball, baseball should get more credit for its fights. Baseball fights are underrated. I mean, hockey obviously is like, we don't touch hockey fights. That's like the hockey because they actually fight. Basketball fights suck. Basketball fights are the most overrated. Unless
it's the Detroit one.
The Malice at the Palace. Well, that's just assault, Ken. That's just beating up on.
that was an entire documentary made on that one there.
But baseball fighting is actually pretty. Like they go after it, and they get they have a lot of. Football is a lot of hold me back. Basketball is all hold me back.
Right.
But baseball is like they dugout clears and like dudes go at each other. The managers, like the coaches and the managers, get into it. Like nothing makes me more fun than when like you have like some super old guy just either get a lick on one or just like push the shit out of someone who's just because they don't. It's always like to the side or something. I don't know. They just want to like get involved and feel like, all right, we got the old like third base coach involved. So good.
Don Zimmer charging Pedro Martinez and getting tossed aside like a bowling ball. Which I'm a Yankee fan, but I was like, what did you want Pedro to do there? He didn't want to hurt him. He just got out of the way of this raging bull tossing on him. Yeah, no, there's some. There's a lot of fights get highlighted. There's 2011, I think, Amir Garrett of the Reds takes on the entire Pirates dugout by himself. Yep. There's that kind of stuff. Ray Knight, Eric Davis, a lot of big ones. There's a big Braves fight in the 80s. That's great. One of the underrated ones, it's not played a lot. There was a Cub-Dodger fight, and Chad Kruder, who was a catcher backup, he actually caught Nolan Ryan in the 90s. He goes into the crowd. He goes into the stands and fights a dude. This fight like spills over into Wrigley Field.
Oh, wow.
Crazy stuff. Maybe that's what I need today. Maybe that's what I need today.
Okay. Well, don't go to the Ken. If you ever want to be back on the Wanger show, don't punch either of them.
I wouldn't dare.
General advice. But then again, you might be able to ask Cody like, hey, $50. If can I punch you? And if you need, I'll float you the money if you need it, Ken. Just let me know.
Thank you.
If you think it'll be good, like, hey, we were talking about this. I just really need a punch. If you need the outlet, Ken, it's like it's like when you go to the club with your boy, like, hey, I'll pay for a lap dance for you. Here, Ken, I'll pay for you to punch someone in the face.
I've done that. I'm not going to say who, but I gave $5 to a dancer named Lux and said, "There's my friend. Wedding's on the weekend.
$5?
Make him. Well, no, I gave him more.
Ken.
But no. Sorry, we were all putting ones down at the bar, and then I put the 5 down and said, "Come see me after."
High roller.
Then I gave her the 100, and I said, "That's my friend. He's getting married. Make him forget about his fiance."
Attaboy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Attaboy.
Oh yeah.
Attaboy.
Yeah. Super chat. I want to get to this before we get to you. The WNBA's dildo problem. Forgot to bring this up, says Evan. I've been a long-time proponent of everyone getting punched in the face on their 18th birthday. Thoughts on implementation? Look, I actually agree with this. I actually agree with this. I really think we all should get punched in the face, not broken jaws, not knocked out, but I've never felt more alive when Roddy Piper punched me. I've never felt more alive, and it changed my confidence level, because up until that point in my life, I was afraid of, I don't want to get punched. Now I'm like, oh no, it's not as bad as you think. I think, Steve, it should be mandatory.
No, this isn't ancient Sparta, Ken. We don't need to punch people. Like I had an older brother. Like just have siblings who get punched plenty as you are growing up. But no, that's. But I'm with you a little bit on, like, we need to bring like some form of bullying. Sounds bad because cyberbullying is terrible, but like in-person bullying, like some kids just need to be bullied in person more than it happens. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, right?
Jared, the Tie Pilot, will tell you bullying works, because that's why I'm talking about Game of Thrones again. Yeah, no,
right. Like the physical kind.
And this is a test. This is a test for movie comedies. If you can set aside the serious sides of bullying and just agree with us on the point, set aside the serious reasons and laugh with us.
Right.
You should get punched. It's fun. It's fun.
Okay. Yeah. I think getting at least one, how about, let's put it this way. Instead of just getting punched in the face, my counter would be getting in one scuffle, one fist fight before you graduate college isn't the worst thing for you, because it's the same thing. It's a good life. Sure. Well, no, because you make it sound like, no, hey, when you turn 18, we're just going to clock you as like a hazing ritual kind of thing. Not like, naturally getting into a fight.
Get it out of the way.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
But okay, let's go to some bars, Steve. It'll start some fights.
Okay.
Yeah, but I agree with that. Most people never been punched in the face in the shows. And I'm not saying that in terms of like violence. I felt stronger as a human being after I got punched in the face, because I knew I was like, oh, I can survive that now.
Right.
I'm not going to go out and challenge anyone to a fight. I'm just like, oh, I feared that for a long time. Now I don't. LQ says, boys. Look, ladies, L, on your birthday, you choose a lady of equal size and purport, and she just, boom, right in the face. You'll feel alive. L, go with me on this. Go with me on this one. All right. Fill me in. Speaking on dumb boy stuff. WNBA, dildo problem. I saw a little bit of the story, but you're going to enlighten me.
Yeah, so the WNBA has a dildo problem, just to put it lightly. This has happened twice in the last week, Ken. And to be specific, these both happened at Valkyrie games, which is kind of weird. I think
Golden
that's
State?
San Francisco. I believe, Golden State.
Golden State.
And the first incident, Ken, was July 29th, the Valkyries versus the Atlanta Dream. And with about a minute left and a very close game, a lime green dildo was thrown from the stands onto the court near the free throw line, bouncing close to the sign wide. And play was stopped while the officials called a timeout. They had to remove the object. And while some of the players laughed it off, they said, hey, this is dangerous. People could get hurt. The announcers came over the thing, and there's obviously some audible chuckles in the arena when people saw, hey, don't throw stuff onto the court. And a fan was arrested and ejected from the game. And then this happened a couple days later, also at another Valkyries game. This time in Chicago, and this time this was the funny one that I saw the video of. This video is very funny, but there was a funny tweet by Sophie Cunningham afterwards. She said, "Stop throwing dildos on the court. You're going to hurt one of us." which is just. I mean,
I saw that. That's how I knew what the story was. I saw.
She's not wrong because, like, yes,
wrong.
you shouldn't do that. People can get hurt and everything like that. But it is just funny that it is, what they're throwing on the court, right?
Yeah.
But if the video of the second incident was great because it gets thrown onto the court, and at first how they have like the underneath the basket, they have like the people with like the big ass mops that like wipe up all the sweat, and they have like a dude next to him who has a towel who like dries off the court. So those dudes are just kind of hanging out underneath the court, and they see like you can kind of see them make eye contact with the object right on the floor. The ref blows the whistle, and the ref proceeds to kick it off of the court onto the sideline area.
No.
But it goes towards the dude like with the mop or the towel or whatever. He jumps away from this thing like it was a New York City rat, like coming straight at him, like it was gonna bite him in like a poisonous item, right? And then he threw it, and then he threw a towel over it like it had eyes and was like a live object, and like threw a towel over it, and then someone else picked it up. It was hilarious.
Okay, so my question, Steve, is to that guy in his defense, in the heat of the moment, did he think it was a severed penis?
There's no Ken. It was lime green, Ken. Lime green. No,
did he
there's
think,
no excuse.
In the heat of the moment, did he think that Ramsey Bolton had taken from Theon Greyjoy his prized toy? I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Maybe. I mean, you never know. Corner of your eye kind of thing. I don't know. But they all saw it first. That's the thing. Yeah, they
kick it.
Yeah, the referee kicked it.
This is going to be, this isn't as fun as octopuses being thrown out onto the ice because of hat tricks or whatever they do. Jared can tell us what they do in that weird hockey tradition. It's bad on a lot of levels. But why? What's the connection with the Valkyries?
We don't. That's the thing. People. That's like when this happened a second time. People are like, okay, is this a joke against someone on the Valkyries? This is like pointed at one of them specifically. But so far, Ken, the internet has not. The true crime experts on the internet have not discovered any connection between what happened at both games. Like I said, a person was arrested in the first one. As we know,
good.
The dildo thrower in incident number 2 has gone unpunished and unidentified.
Yeah.
Still out there on the lam and potentially could strike again for all we know.
And look. First, we had to take our shoes off at the airports. Now we can no longer bring sexual aids to basketball games. Our rights are being taken away. And now it's going to be harder to get it in there. And now security teams are going to have to ask what's in your pockets. And it's going to get bad. This is not good.
It's Trump's America, Ken.
It's Trump's America. Yeah, like, how do they get him in? Yeah, they got to stuff him in the pants.
Well,
that's what it is.
I mean, to be fair, you worked in the security business, Ken. Mm-hmm. Let's say you're sitting there at the end of the metal detector, or the little line thing where they put the bag through the conveyor belt, and you see because these things are large. Like these were some, 1.5 long. Like these were large. These were not practical. They were novelty sized dildos, I think.
They weren't pocket rockets, Steve. You can say.
No, these were not. No, these were not built for. These were not mobile, so to speak.
Yeah.
If you saw one of these in your X-ray machine, or you saw is there an element of like that scene in the town where the cop sees all like the people in the nuns masks and just kind of like looks the other way? You're just kind of like, you know what? I'm not. I don't get paid enough for this. You do what you want with your giant green dildo. You're probably not going to hurt anybody. I'm going to let this one go.
I'm going to let this one go. But until now, I was thinking of the Spinal Tap scene. No longer can you pull Spinal Tap with Harry Shearer's character at the airport. Sarah, what's in your Anyway, well, I hope WNBA doesn't need this. These athletes, nobody needs this. These athletes are out there doing good things. The numbers are up, the attendance is up, the talk of the league is up. So of course you can have some wacko doing this there. So let's everyone stop bringing your dildos to the basketball games. All right, that's our look at sports in the time we have remaining. I think he's been waiting so patiently. He's got his camera all fired up. He's got a nice members-only jacket on. Let's bring our Monday life correspondent, Scotty J. Rowe, to the show. How you doing, Scotty?
School starts this week, Ken. That's not fun.
No, wait a minute.
Wednesday.
Hold on. How does it already, like, it's in the middle of summer?
Well, you say
not
that.
Even August. It's August.
We got off August. I mean, May 25th, I believe. So it's the 10 weeks is over. I've had my time in the sun. You can tell I only got paler. No, boys, I'm doing okay. I like the dildo talk. Very cool. I also did like the comedy talks. Very good. I got to say one thing to that. One of the best comedies to me of all time is Gremlins 2. That is just out of the box, fantastic comedy. You were, God, how old would you have been, Ken?
Me in '89? I was a.
I'm sorry.
Did you just make it? You made an age joke. Oh, okay, you made an age. I get it. Let me tell you. So look at this skin. Do you think this is the skin of a 50-year-old? Okay, look at this. Look at this. Look at this skin.
Punched in the face. I deserve it. I haven't been punched in the face since high school. So I just.
But you've been punched in the face. And you are a very confident individual, and I think it's related. Okay.
I'll tell you the story. I was waiting. It was very early morning, and I was singing. I think I was singing either Lithium or Heart-Shaped Box to a friend at like 7 a.m, like right before school starts. And I was like this far away from his face. Or maybe it was, what's the one that's like, rape me? Whatever that one is. Is that lit? I don't know. Is that rape me? I don't know. One of those Nirvana songs. And I was
thanks for singing it.
Close. Yeah, I was. So I don't want to get you flagged, copyright flag. Ooh, the big scary YouTube gods. But I was like this close, and he looked at me, goes, "Don't do it again." And I went, rape me, boom, and that's like Tuesday morning. Like, what the hell just happened? And then I was like, dude, I had never felt more alive for the rest of that day. Right. And like, we apologized, and he was like, dude, you're just on my nerves. And I'm like, good. Yeah. I guess I needed that. I could see that.
Okay. I'm telling you, you needed it. Gremlins. So I have not seen Gremlins or Gremlins 2. Famous oversight in my collection. But I do know people, including movie man Scott Mance, who absolutely love and defend Gremlins 2. So this is great.'re not alone on that picture there.
Well, Ken, when was the last time you were punched in the face?
2010. It was Roddy Piper in the wrestling ring, but I got into some fights at work like 2011, 2013.
Ooh.
But I always go, like I would go for the one time there was a loss prevention was fighting on the ground with a suspect, and me and my boss were just coming back from a work lunch. He was like my vice president. He was an ex-SWAT guy. And we see this, and we pull our car. We do this like in the middle of the street. I get out and I run, and I speared the guy, but I only speared his neck. And then I flipped over him like I was doing some sort of like stone cold stutter. And I just held on to him until that was like the last one. Then after that, I got put in a suit, and like then you're late to the party. By the time you get there, the fight's over.
What was your inner monologue? Did you have like an inner monologue? Did you do an ocular pat down like Mac does?
My inner monologue was "fuck you." Just charged them.
So do you like wrestling the bigger people or the smaller people? What is that? When you had to like wrestle people?
Oh, equal or lesser value.
Weaselly, like the Weaselly types, or that was always a fun person to wrestle.
Equal or lesser value. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if you had a desire to wrestle men again.
Scotty, my future's wide open right now. I was 5 feet away from Gavin Rosdale last night. I'm asking myself a lot of questions.
He is so handsome, still unbelievably handsome.
That is all anyone could talk about backstage last night. All the men have shined down. Some friends I met there who met last night. Everyone's like, dude, you get around him and you're like, I get it.
Like, why Blake Shelton, Gwen Stefani? You just.
Let's be honest. Rosdale's won this round. He's look what has happened.
I know.
Look what has happened to her. Now I'm not talking about physical. I'm talking about like the turn she's taken. Like he I know people hate Chris Martin, but he got out before Goop. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
I
agree.
Yeah.
What's your favorite song, by the way?
Of all time?
From Gavin Ross. What is this? No, I'm not asking you the first date question.
All right.
No,
all right.
From Gavin Ross.
Because it might be the last goodbye by Jeff Buckley, if you need to know. Okay. Okay. Great doc about Jeff Buckley on the way. I do like Glycerine. I was an Oasis fan first, obviously, but Bush was such a part of my years, 95 to 98, that it was absolutely awesome to see him last night. And Gavin came out and did like Glycerine by himself for a while till the band came out like later in the song. It was really cool. It was actually really cool. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Good looking man. Yeah.
I like that.
There you go.
I like that, Ken. I'm proud of you.
All right. Thank you, man. What's on your mind tonight? Where are we going?
School starting. Those feelings again. You know, I don't know how y'all felt when you were kids, but when school started, was that an anxious thing for you? Were you excited to meet your teachers? Were you excited for the new year? Like I still get those. Like tomorrow night, I'm seeing the Naked Go with some friends, and I'm going to bed early, and you got to wake up bright and early and teach children. You know,
I have some
weird feeling.
I have some teacher questions for you then. Like I want to ask, but for me, and Steve can jump in here too. Like I up until a certain point of time, actually, let me correct that. I always enjoyed the idea of, a new class. However, because I was such a probably dark, moody kid at times, I was also like very aware that this is another year of the chapter of my life. Like this is what you got for the next year. And like that there's nothing, I had a school that was Margaret Harlow Elementary that basically at the time had 2 of each class, right? So 2 6th grade teachers, 2 5th grade teachers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And there was nothing worse than finding out your friend is in Mr. Mistel's class, but you're in Mr. Ward's class.
And that's it.
They're gone. It's like they're done. They're out of your life. They're out of your life. Even though you got recess, it's not the same, right? It's not the same. You're out there on the slide like, how's your class? It's okay. But it's over. It's over.
Yes. That's a shitty feeling. I see that with kids. I actually see that, like you just see him like, I'm Mr. Jaro. I'm at this time of Mr. Jaro. Well, I don't have him to the 3rd quarter. And, like things have changed by then. And, I feel that.
You meet a new friend or someone takes your attention when you get a crush on someone and you're focused on them. You're doing homework with different people.
Yes. The worst when you're like in a group project with someone you just hate. Yeah. But I don't believe in, I let the kids choose any group they want to be in. I really don't believe in the forcing of groups. It just, it's never a good product. It's never a good product.
Yeah. Steve, by the way, Scotty, Steve has admitted to us that he was a very popular kid. And so he had none of these problems.
Ken's making stuff up again. My wife is an elementary school teacher. So
there we go.
And so I've been I've heard it's the speakerphone from the other room. Like they draft these kids, guys. Like it's our fantasy football leagues.
What?
Like in elementary school, they draft these kids from one year to the next. Like they're like, oh yeah, Dylan's great. No, Jeremiah, he sucks. Like, no, you don't want Jeremiah. Like, no, you can't put Dylan and Jeremiah together because they will like create the bomb. You know what I mean? Like we can't, like that's literally how they talk about these. Well, not my wife. She's perfect and everything and she does everything amazing. But that's like a lot of the other teachers and everything, like they do stuff where it's like, the way they talk about these kids where it's just like, it's all inside jobs. Like, so whenever a teacher in elementary school is like, oh, no, I'm sorry, little Johnny isn't with little Sally in class. That's just, how the cookie crumbles. But it's like, no, we talked and decided there's no way in hell Johnny and Sally are going to be in class together.
Mm-hmm. Wait a minute. Hold on. Are you saying like before the school year
it's the previous year. It's like the month or two before the school year ends.
So at the end of the year, is it like a briefing?
You submit a list.
What are you talking about? You're blowing my mind. I thought it was a computer. And you're telling me that at the end of the year, Mr. Ward and Mr. Mistel exchanged notes, and then Mr. Whittemore was like, all right, I'll take that kid. I don't know the Kenny kid. Let me pull him in.
I'm not kidding. We literally did a draft for 8th grade homerooms this year. A lot of it was, a lot of them was obliged, I guess. Some of them were not. Some of the submissions were not. But like, there is a delicate ecosystem in a classroom when you've got the big troublemaker and the other big troublemaker from that homeroom. They just simply can't be together. Or the kids that, of course, there is the real situations of like kids that do bully each other, and you have to be aware of like this kid should not be near this kid because like there would be fights that broke out in my class. Not real fights. I mean, they could have gotten real, but like punch in the face kind of stuff. There's this one kid that always got picked on. I love him to death. And I mean, he literally was about to sock this other kid. I'm like, we can't, like, I can't facilitate this because I would get in trouble. But if I could be like, let's just go to the bathroom, boys. Like, let's just hash it out, Let's just
we gotta toss these kids in Fight Club.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
We need it.
All right, maybe wait to post 18. All right, you two have I thought it was the fates. I thought it was God deciding my friends for 6th grade.
Well, you think it's the NBA lottery where they just like put balls in a thing and like take a ball out and it's like, oh, okay, he's in that class. Up, here's one. That one's in that class.
To hear that, like my teachers were like, all right, in the 3rd round, I draft Kenny Knapsack of Mr. Ward's 5th grade class.
Oh yeah. I even asked my wife. I was like, so do you get to like trade picks or anything? Like, can I take Timmy and Scotty plus cash considerations for like a 5th round pick? Like, does that work? But they will trade, like once they basically get like a kind of like a setup of like, okay, here's kind of like a draft of what it is. Then they kind of can reassess and be like, oh no, we need to take this one out and put this one in, and then kind of like do some matchmaking kind of thing. So,
my buddy Joel's like, you weren't the 3rd round. Joel, you were 12th round and you know it. You were an undrafted free agent pick. All right. You were like, all right, let's get the walk on.
Hold on. There are kids like that where you're like, they're just kind of there. You know what I mean? You're like, well,
exactly.
Oh yeah, 5 tool players. You can put them anywhere. Those kids are the best, I'm sure, because you can put them in anyone's class, right? Little Timmy's not going to be. He's a glue. Timmy's a real glue guy. We can put him in any class.
Avoid Chucky. He wears a cape to school. Mandalorian Jedi. I begged the principal to not give me the little brother of a student I had because I knew the dad hated me. Now you're bringing in relationships outside of the classroom, real world things.
Oh yes. Yep. There are situations that are just as creepy as like, this dad maybe flirted with the mom in a place that she shouldn't have. And like, they don't want to have that kid as a homeroom kid. So when the dad comes for grandparents' day or the Christmas party or the end of the year party, that dad is not going to be around that teacher. Like those are real life, things you have to actually navigate and figure out. And I can tell you, just from firsthand experience, like, you more than likely in a classroom of 30 kids, you've got about 7 or 8 that if they decide to like maybe cause some sort of uprising, they could successfully do it. So like you've got to realize like you can't like
you have to hope they don't watch Andor, because as soon as they figure it out, you're screwed, man.
But like
there's one way out of Scotty J. Rose class. One way out.
They don't have enough cards.
No, that there's parts of that too. Like, if these kids both go to the bathroom at the same time, like you just got to be aware of who's where and when. Like there's a really beautiful, like almost socialist structure to it, where you kind of have to be.
But hold on. There's nothing. What you're talking about.
That's why they want to get rid of the Department of Education.
Absolutely, you're talking about absolute authoritarianism in the classroom for the teacher. We must put down the rebellion. Separate them.
What I'm referring to as it must be fair. There must be a fair system.
Hold on. This is
sounds pretty woke to me, Scotty. I don't know.
This should have been the main topic. This is mind blowing to me. I'm not even lying here. Like I just thought I got the little sheet and like, all right, like now junior high school, maybe it's a little more automated, but elementary school
there.
Elementary school. No, I was on a roster. Like I could have been traded.
You had a file, Ken. There was a file of like Kenny was like he was crushing on Ashley for these 2 months. We know blah blah blah.
Shelly.
Like
I remember I was crushing on Shelly.
Sorry.
But here's the other thing. Here's the other thing. I was one of the sweetest kids, one of the quietest kids. I was one of the teachers, not pets, but like they count. Like, can you mentor this kid? Can you teach him this and that? I bet you I was offered as like, look. Can you take Chucky? I will give you Kenny.
I'll give you Kenny. Yeah, probably.
But take Chucky.
Yeah.
They're like, Ken's a really good runner. He'll go to the office real quick. He'll come right back. No problem. Ken will do anything for a Jolly Rancher. And like that, those are real conversations you can have. Like Ken loves stickers. Ken, I can give Ken a sticker. Exactly. So like those are real discussions that people have in the lounge, and like the end of the year meetings are kind of like, okay, better watch out for these two. They'll work together really well, but like the second work's done, they're gonna goof off the whole time. Yeah. Like all that's real, authentic. Okay. Like, I mean, you manage people, did you not? You manage people.
No, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
No, totally makes sense. I just, Kyle says, fear will keep it low. All right, couple great questions here. The Mandalorian Jedi was the teacher's guy. Mandalorian, you got to call in here too one of these days. Go into this. All right, so Ken Plume has a question. Laserbolt is a great question. Scotty, did a last round draft pick ever surprise you? Did you ever pick all right, I'm stuck with this kid.
Was there
He's
a Brock
30th
Purdy
player.
or a Tom Brady?
there's a few in there that like every kid wanted, right? And so like and how we used to do it would be like every homeroom would get the kids and we just discuss who gets who, what's like the balance between these two. And yeah, no, there's always a couple that really kind of shock you, you know, like the really smart girl can kind of end up wherever, but the really kind of like, you know, mischievous girl would like end up somewhere. Like, I don't know, it's
yeah, I hear you. Okay.
It's sacred. It's very sacred.
This is great. Ken Plume says, how many student friendships has Scotty destroyed? Do you have any knowledge of lives you've altered?
I've helped aid in relationships of people that are still dating well into their college era. So that is very gratifying. Friendships, there have been homeroom scenarios where kids showed up in you know, as friends at the beginning of 7th grade. Then by the time 7th grade is over, just because they were in homeroom together, it would have fallen apart because like, morning and afternoons are kind of when the most intense stuff goes down during class and structure period. Not much drama goes down, but like when a kid comes in a bad mood and the other kid's in a bad mood or whatever it is, like by the end of homeroom, you know, when they come back to homeroom, they're either going to be talking smack or, you know, one kid ended up with a checklist, the other kid ended up with you name it, whatever. It is kind of scary when you see those things happen between teenage boys because that means the whole day they've been stewing on it, you know. And maybe they avoid each other at recess, or maybe they got in a fight at recess, and then they have to come back at the end of the day, and you're like, "Oh God, I heard they did this," and you've seen friendships completely fall apart.
In the other side, Mandalorian Jedi says, I know children that were in my class and sat next to each other in 1st grade and were still best friends 25 years later. Yeah, look, in 10th grade, I sit down in a math class, and I'm friends with this Canadian fuck still. All right, Joel. From Calgary, Alberta, Red Deer, Calgary, Alberta, Canada. We're still friends. It's been nearly 35 years because of teachers drafted us.
So wait,
you're telling me, Scotty?
Here's a great example of this. Want to hear this? This is very true. I cannot confirm it, though I know it has to deal with it. When I was in 7th grade, I had my parents split up. A family of friend passed away. Another like guardian passed. Like it was a lot of bad shit in my life when I was in 7th grade. But by the time 8th grade came around, I had every single class with my best friend Chase Gangelosi. Every single class. So I think they went from if we want this kid to not like go through a dark time or whatever like and Chase, we rode home together and everything. So like. And he's still my best. He was my best man at my wedding. I'm seeing him this week. He lives in Austin. Like he is my absolute ride or die. He is my brother. He's my soulmate. And like, if it wasn't for that 8th grade year alone, I don't know how strong the bond would have been, to this day. Because we had every class together. What you're saying is you're probably at the time going, isn't it great that God has given me this gift as my best friend? I'm going through this tough time and here he is every step of the way. But reality, it was a teacher. Tina Villa. It was Tina Villa, the principal. Like it really, and like these things don't just stop at like this is not something that stops at the 8th grade team. This goes to like the admin. Like the assistant principal will do a once over and go, oh, okay, here we go. Yeah. They can't just let this happen willy-nilly. Mandalorian Jedi, thank you for the generous super chat. We strategically separate kids and put them into certain teachers based on different criteria. Does a teacher know when they're getting screwed?
Yeah.
Does the teacher know? Oh man, I got Chucky this year.
They have to negotiate. They have to again. Then the principal's like, all right, if you take little Timmy, who's an absolute nightmare, then next year I promise, you don't have to deal with another little Timmy again, or like we'll give you. There's give and take. It's all quid pro quo, Ken. The entire public school system of this drafting thing is built on quid pro quo.
Private school. This is private school too.
You're private school.
Okay.
All right. So Tully. Yeah. Sorry. Tully.
Sorry, I keep talking over you.
Yeah. Tully says I was just naturally gifted into the leftovers group, or naturally drifted into the leftovers group. The weird kids no one can match with. Do you come together and be like, look, you know that kid Tully? He's wearing the trench coat. We think he's listening to too much Ozzy. Like what do we?
Like cigarettes.
Yeah, smells like cigarettes. Like what do we do with him? Like what do you do with Tully?
Well, Tully would be one of my favorite kids. So I would have.
Oh, without a doubt.
And
this isn't a bad thing. It's like, all right, let's get Tully let's bring him in.
The alt kids always gravitate towards me, and I always give them what they want. Like, yeah, go play your music in class. Like, I don't care. Like, go do your thing, And like, I. By
the way, I do love that. I Tully was speaking of something differently, but I turned him into like a Judd Nelson character.
Oh man, but it's honestly fun for the teachers too, Because like part of it does feel like you're
it?
doing, yeah, it kind of is. Part of it feels like you are picking your fantasy team. You know what I mean? And like sometimes they don't work out. The admin sometimes are like, no, not this year. Or like you're gonna have to deal with.
Yeah, okay. You're gonna
you know.
Now at LQ's. Are there more teacher secrets to reveal? I don't want the dirty stuff, but like, are there some trades over kids that are off the record and maybe involve things outside of the world, like? I'll clean your car. I'll, like give you a gift certificate to something like.
Not necessarily. At my school, there's this big thing we do called fair acts, which is like at the school fair every year, they like have to put on a little performance. So like there are some like under the table, deals of like, okay, this is the more responsible kid. We're going to put them in this room because they're going to help run the fair act and help put the thing together with the teacher. You know what I mean? Like, so I would say maybe there's some other schools, but I haven't experienced anything truly under the table.
See, now you're bringing up some stuff because I wanted in fourth grade, that was the class that ran the student store, but it was only one of the teachers. And I didn't get in that class. And now I'm thinking, well, they were conspiring against me, that they knew I didn't know how to count money or something, or that they thought I'd steal the stickers, which I might.
It's two things too. There's nepotism is alive and well in the public
That's
school
right.
system, 100%. If little Sally is an angel, and you like the parents and everything from little Sally, and then little Timmy is her little brother coming up a few years below, you will fight tooth, claw, and nail to get little Timmy. Because at the end of the day, the kids are one thing. You can mold the kids a little bit. It's having good parents that like you really value is like. Yes, the kids are one thing, but like you can deal with a nightmare kid. Nightmare kid is mean, but you can deal with a kid who's like causes you a lot of issues because that's like your job, right? Like your job is to try to make things better and improve stuff. And it's what you're trained to do, right? Okay. Parents is a whole nother. That's why I could never be a teacher because I wouldn't have the patience. Thank you again for everything you do. I just couldn't have the patience. I would want to rip someone's head off. So. Like when you have a good egg as far as parents go, you're like, oh, you'll take all the good parents you can get, basically, right? So that's that's a proven commodity, like for sure. And then the parents that like volunteer for stuff, like that are involved in things, when they have a little sibling coming up, they're like, hey, I really want to put so and so in class with so and so. Like they try to get. There's like the Real Housewives of whatever county you're living in that are like the ones that are like trying to get their tentacles into. I need so and so on this class with this so and so and all of that kind of stuff. It's mafioso stuff.
Okay. So it's making sense. My parents weren't a problem, but they also did not care for any extracurricular activities. Like they weren't showing up with the cookies to the PTA meeting and everything. They didn't care. So that might have affected me in some regard.
Yeah, it's government campaigning. It's like the same stuff, man. Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, and this is not even a joke, and this could get me fired. Hopefully, no one reported.
Don't get you, Scotty. No,
it wasn't that bad.
Please.
Sometimes it's like whose mom is the hottest? Like I want her to be my room mom. Honestly, like there's sometimes some of those you're just like, oh yeah, no, I want her mom to be the room mom this year because
that's dark secrets revealed now, Scotty. You've got a bridge too far.
If you have to pick between 1 and 2, you're like, okay, if we're talking tiebreakers, like,
yes.
Oh yeah, no. If you're like the younger, single teacher, and then I could totally, it's gonna happen. Absolutely. Yeah.
So, dude, I always say some moms hug a little too long. I always say it to my friends. I'm like, they hug a little. They like Mr. Like Mr. John, you're so. My daughter loves you, and I'm like, this hug is longer than most hugs with my wife. You know what I mean? Like,
I've been there.
This is a little too long of a hug. You know what I mean? But
Alan's like, Scotty, don't. All right. Fuck. I got to get going soon, but I got 2 calls I want to get to. I got it. The wangers are expecting me soon. But all right.
Yeah, you got to go.
All right. We're going to do, I hate doing this. I hate the bricks, but we got to have this opportunity here. Hold on. There we go. All right. Now, live in chat is Jerry, the Canon Junkie. Thanks for the question the other day on UFOs or ghosts. You didn't know you submitted it, but I appreciate you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Well, I'm in here. Ken, did you know that there is a large interstellar object heading for Earth at this very moment, and that scientists say that it has a 0.005% chance of being natural?
Of being, what does that mean? Is it a whale?
That means it's an
whale?
unnatural. No, well, it could be. Well, that would be natural, Ken. So that defeats your purpose.
So, so you're saying a star cruiser, a ship? You're saying a spaceship?
Oh yeah,
full of robots.
A star cruiser right now with rainbow lights heading towards our planet, and they are going to. Oh man, it's going to get gay. It's going to
rainbow lights on spaceship heading to Earth. I'm typing this in now.
You're gonna get the Daft Punk animated movie. That's what's.
Oh damn! Interstellar.
Just tell you what you see. Now you're trying to. No, you got an interstellar object. Interstellar object.
Okay, you're gonna get the Daft Punk thing. I'm done.
You can't just look up UFO. That's retarded.
Yeah. Oh, you're in trouble for saying that word.
I am. I know.
You're in trouble for saying that word. All right. That's okay. Mark, watch Mark Maron's special, and he has a hilarious thing on that this week.
Like I was gonna say, I was quoting the Black Eyed Peas. I'm
Ken.
sorry.
Okay.
Ken. Trump's America. Just saying.
Trump's America.
No.
Okay, hold on. It's my show. You got Bob Backcast on Thursday. Okay, hold on here. I typed this up. It does come up, but the first video to back this claim is a Joe Rogan Experience clip. So now I don't know what to think.
See, that's why I used the R word. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say that tracks. To be fair, that does track. Yeah.
My apologies, everyone. Oh man. Yeah, I know. This is what you get when you watch. Bob
Okay. I've seen it. NASA's punch. Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Claimed that interstellar object was
I'm
most
never
likely.
going to be asked on the show again.
Is this different than the thing that was like that we talked about a couple of weeks ago that like had entered the galaxy that they were like was like doing some kind of an orbit? I don't know where you hear. Where did you? What is the stat that you're talking about? 0.005%.
Well, I'll tell you where it comes from. It comes from the Tech Times.
Okay.
And so
that sounds.
It's real. So it's real.
Absolutely.
And I got it from a great fact aggregator known as Facebook. And so
don't
sit here and tell
Facebook. Yeah.
A great collector of truth.
Me.
Oh,
okay, look,
no.
Look,
no patronizing at all. I want to learn more.
Hold on. Okay. There is a claim that an interstellar object is, quote, most likely an alien ship heading towards Earth in July 2025. But this is proven. This is called false on Snopes or Snoops. Whatever was it? Snopes? I think it's Snopes. Rumors of an incoming alien attack invaded some social media feeds. It is false. It said the object could be an alien probe. That's my argument to you, Jerry.
Oh, it's just a probe.
And it says, by the way, a Facebook post was kind of where it started. I'm just saying, anytime you hear one of these stories, and any other of my friends who work in YouTube who do their alien shows, they all run these stories, and at the end of the day, could is the word.
Okay.
Could.
Yeah, could. It could. But you know what it is? The size of New York City, motherfucker. So you better watch out. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. The interstellar object is coming here.
Okay.
Coming here. And I love
Jerry,
hi, Patty. It's good to see you.
Let me ask you this question, Jerry. How many times have you been punched in the face, and how many times have you punched Scotty in the face?
0. Actually, you know what? No, I got clotheslined once in PE as a kid and stuff. Yeah, that's the one time.
Okay, all right. I think Jerry needs to get.
What is it? What is the smile about? What are you like?
I think you need to get punched in the face.
What?
I think you need to get punched in the face.
I mean, for everything that I've done on to the show tonight, absolutely, probably. But you know what?
It was an earlier conversation, sir. You're a
peddler of truths. I'm a peddler of truths.
Okay, Scotty. If you're a teacher and you are looking to draft Jerry, what round does he go in your classroom?
Now, as a student, I don't know. If he was the same Jerry that I am not that I have obviously a working relationship with, if it was the same like goofy Jerry that I know, he would have been like second round for the sake of like I need levity. I need levity. You know what I mean? Like every classroom does need a class clown. There is a really sacred balance of the class clown, and nothing was worse, Ken. You know this, and you do, Steve. Nothing was worse than the class clown that thinks he's or she's the class clown, and they're just not funny. Those are the kids that actually need to get punched in the face.
Especially when there's a really good class clown already established in the class, and this kid is trying to like Yeah, no, it's like a young lion coming on a lion's territory. Like no, you get out of here, kid. Like this is not for you. It's so bad. No one ever laughs at the jokes. You almost feel bad.
Scott, excuse me, what's your name? Steve. Do you agree with that assessment? I'm saying second round is pretty high for lighthearted humor.
I value that though.
That's Scotty. Steve,
It
where
depends.
would your wife draft Jerry?
Easy, Ken. I
As a kid.
I think the draft class you're sitting in is also very important here. Context is important. Is Jerry sitting in the 2012 draft class with like RG3 and Andrew Luck and like all these like stars kind of students, or is he in the Blake Bortles draft where we can kind of get away with hey, we really that levity has even higher value than it did before.
Yes.
So I'm with Scotty and that you need the levity. So Jerry, I think I would put somewhere. I think Jerry would get a third round grade, but if you take him in the second round, you might get like, oh, that's an interesting pick. Maybe it's some people might call it a reach, but other people are gonna be like, oh, that's a smart pick. That's good value there. But what it really means is if you pick him in the second round, you're just gonna have to pay him later on. So I would try to get Jerry in the third round.
I think third rounds are fair. See, my worry, if you pick Jerry second round, that's like when you got that fantasy owner that drafts a defense early and he's like, I just wanted to get the Ravens. I just wanted the Ravens. You're like, you could have got the Ravens in the third round.
Right.
I think you could pick up a Jerry in the third round.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. I haven't been talked about like this, like when I'm just sitting here silently since like my divorce like proceedings and stuff like that. This is great. This is great. I love this.
But look,
I don't know what any of this means. I don't know what any of this means, by the way, and that tells you what kind of student I was. So there we go.
Fourth round. The big reveal. I'm not going to remix the last almost 30 minutes of the show. But Scotty has revealed, and then Steve, with his wife as a teacher, has backed it up, that teachers draft their classrooms, and they trade, and they talk about it, and that a lot of our classrooms in elementary school were arranged through teacher deals, Jerry. So I suggested I was a third round, and one of my own best friends suggested I was a 12th round or lower.
Oh, my God.
Well, get this. Jerry's mom.
Immediately. Yeah.
Jerry's mom's a math teacher.
My mom was my geometry teacher, and let me tell you that I was not the class clown, but I got in trouble like I was in that class. In that class, I wasn't the class clown, but anyway, yeah.
Okay,
that's a weird balance.
Did you think
a lot of my friends in that class because my mom was trying to not show favoritism?
Did Jerry? Did you ever find out? Did your mom willingly draft you, or was she stuck with you, and did that affect your relationship?
Well, Ken, she's just stuck with me forever anyway. So I just think that was one of my mom. I had no choice in the matter, but I think that she would have picked me over and over again.
Okay,
because I'm her special boy.
You are a special boy. All right. Speaking of special boys, we're all special boys here. I do have to start. I legitimately have to change my pants and get over to the Wangers soon. Jerry, did you, other than the false claim of a rainbow lighted alien ship heading to us?
It's not false. The claim exists. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's true. I stand corrected on that. Okay. Any specific question here tonight, Jerry?
No, not really. I just wanted to come in and kind of, harangue things as much as I possibly could.
I love you both. Bombadcast this week.
Same time as Scotty.
No, this is great. I love it because I want you guys to succeed. Bombadcast, you got a little gas pedal being pressed down. You guys got new things going on there. I'm excited for you guys.
Very excited. I'm so jealous I didn't get to tune in last week for your summer movie talk. I haven't seen any of the damn summer movies, so I didn't want to get myself spoiled.
Okay.
So I'm going to watch it eventually when my kids graduate high school.
Talk about our favorite topic, and that is George Lucas, and so
that's right. That's this week.
Excellent.
So.
Lovely. Well, I'll be there for that.
All right, boys. Thanks for calling in, Scotty. Appreciate you, Jerry. Appreciate you. And we'll see what happens with that alien ship.
Stay bombad.
Stay bombad, indeed. All right, we're almost out of here. Poor Brady's like, should I call in next week? What do we feel? Brady can take this. Brady,
can you land the plane? Can you get in and land the plane, Brady? Can you get in? Can you punch and can you get out? As the theme of the night has been.
Let's find out. Brady, you're on the show. You're on the show. Take us home. You're the last call. You got to top that. Oh, there you go, Brady. You got to top that. What's on your mind?
Hello. Always tough to follow the Bombad cast reuniting on the show. But I'll keep this quick. I just want to go back to the topic of comedy revivals.
Yeah.
This today actually, the King of the Hill, the new season of King of the Hill, just came out, and I don't know, what's your relationship with King of the Hill?
I enjoyed it early on because I was a big fan of Simpsons, everything, and was kind of paired with it in a way. So yeah, I was a fan, and then I just didn't keep up with it after a season or two. No reason. Same with South Park. I was a religious watcher of South Park for like the first 3 seasons, and then just kind of forgot. I moved to LA, didn't keep up with it, and never watched a full episode till like 2014, and 2 weeks ago with that Trump episode. So yeah, I have a positive interaction with, or I have had positive interactions with King of the Hill, so I might give it a go.
Yeah, and King of the Hill for me like goes part of my childhood of those sitcoms, those Fox sitcoms, and man, I just wanted to give some King of the Hill's new season thoughts. Like, I absolutely love it. It is.
What do you love about it?
The kids have grown up, and it's kind of like you follow the kids as well as the parents coming back.
So it's played as if time has passed.
Yeah, the time has passed.
Okay.
And it's weird though, because like Bobby's now like younger than me, and I always viewed him as older than me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, look at you. Laserbolt says, I know what I'm watching tonight. Thanks, Brady. So you've done good work here tonight. You've done good work here tonight, Brady. All right. So did it all drop at once?
No. The first 10 episodes drop, which they're doing this weird kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay. A new way to drop TV shows, batches. I like that. Okay.
Yep. And they do have Hank, dealing with some of the newer kind of problems of our society. He's been gone.
So it's a good way to deal with. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. We'll report back, Brady. Do you feel as though, I don't want you to feel as though you failed this call. I know you sense that you couldn't top Jerry calling in to tell me that some spaceship has rainbow lights, and Scotty has destroyed kids' futures by drafting them. I know you feel you can't top it, but Brady, you're valued around here, and you did a great job.
Oh, thank you. And thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. You may have messed that one up.
Way to stick the landing.
We've already scored like 15 runs the past 2 innings. We've got position players pitching right now.
There you go. Okay, yeah, perfect. I get you're the Jose Canseco blowing at his arm by throwing a pitch of the. Is that what you're trying to say about yourself? You're better than that. You're better than that. Brady, thank you, buddy. Hopefully, see you soon. Right? Come on out.
Yeah, I'm gonna
bring some friends to the comedy show.
Yeah, go see Ken at a comedy club if you're in LA.
Big show, August 10th. Holly Batty, Kirsten Porter hosting. Ed Creer, Lisa Gottman, Amy Witry, Jeff May, Jason Boggs, and me. Brady, thank you so much, my friend.
And thank you.
All right, Steve. I think we did it. That was a fun show. I really think we learned a lot. I'm completely, absolutely just gobsmacked by the truths you and Scotty dropped here tonight on that.
You learn something every show, Ken. That's what's great about what you do here. So we are always appreciative. Thank you again.
There you go, everybody. It's the Blathering. Thanks to those who support on Patreon, patreon.com/CatNapsock. Get in there. Subscribe to Blathering Backstage. We jumped up about 5-6 subscribers this past week. That's great for us. Don't forget TikTok, Instagram Reels, Shorts. If you see a clip, even though you may have watched the show, there also might be something brand new. Interact with it. Like it. Repost it. Do something like that. Help us get the word out on what we do here. We'll see you next time. Bye.